Content Catchup.
All right. Piss off. This is my intro, wanker.
Okay. We are back.
Friends and enemies, welcome back to Season 3, Episode 1 of your favorite content show, the Content Catchup.
Show? You can go with that.
Content show.
How do we make it to Season 3, Julian?
I don't know. I think it's just because we kept recording despite what everyone else has told us to do. That being said, before we dive into how you are, Bucks, because we all know how you are. Number one, great colour t-shirt. Sensational.
You too.
Bit of a forest green number happening across for both of us. And number two, I was actually at something the other day, Tradable Bits Christmas party, shout out. And someone came up to me and they're like, hey, you're that guy from the Content Catch-Up, aren't you? And I'm like,
true story?
Yeah, that's true story. True story.
Name and shame?
Laura from Melbourne United.
Oh, shouts Laura.
Shouts Laura. Thanks for listening. Yeah, really appreciate your support during these trying times.
That's pretty cool. So it's known for stuff Carlton, stuff whatever else we've done. It's all about the Content Catch-Up. Were you wearing your Content Catch-Up t-shirt?
No, but I was exclusively drinking out of my Content Catch-Up mug.
That would have been
I took it to the bar with me.
I'd believe
I don't want my beer in a pint glass. Can you just fill it up in this Content Catch-Up mug? This bad boy. Anyway, Bucks, how are you? How the bloody hell are you?
I'm bloody good. Yeah, where should we start? Like, where do we knock off the season 2? What's happened?
Well, a lot's happened.
A lot's happened.
That was shaking. Yeah.
Start with that. We can go through that later. But no, I'm good. I'm just trying to think what's happened. I mean, a few key things you might say.
This guy tried to think of what's happened. Go on, tell us. You're dying to tell everyone what happened.
No, I was making the run sheet of what's happened, and it seems to be engagement, Michael. What else? New puppy, Barks. And then what was the next thing? Biggest thing to Jules was new microphone, which.
Oh, geez. Thanks for making me feel good. Yeah, I've got a good microphone. I sound good. Look good, sound
bloody
good.
Yes, I got engaged. Shout to Elise. Well done.
Congratulations. Well done, Elise.
Well done.
Finally locked him down after 8 years.
Yeah.
Took a while. Go on, tell everyone about that, though. You can't just say you got engaged.
I'm honestly sick of
Paint
going
a picture.
through it. No, it's private details. All right, here we go. No, it was at Werribee Zoo, and that's about it. Just wanted to make it a bit about animals, bit different, and
very
success.
romantic.
Incredibly romantic, yeah.
Is it true that you made Elise go to the bathroom so you could set up a camera after she'd already seen the whole kit and caboodle that the lovely staff at Werribee Zoo had set up for you?
True, and no regrets here, even though you told me that don't worry about it.
Oh yeah, I told you just live in the moment, but yeah, you've got the photos now, so I'm wrong.
So
I'll eat that.
Yeah, beyond your opinion, everybody else raved about the move to include photography and capture the moment. I know you could say it's a bit Gen Y to actually do that, but I think it's worth it. I think it only happens
bit Gen
once.
Y, you reckon?
Yeah. Aren't
you Gen Z?
No, don't think so. Where does Gen Y end?
I don't know.
Yeah, neither. Anyway, it's irrelevant. Call it the moment. So, if you need me at weddings, shout me out.
Well,
proposals.
Proposals, yes. Shout out Minty if you need him for your third date. Was that too soon?
You never know.
You never know.
So that was about the biggest thing, and then we got another new puppy called Reggie. So Reggie is going well. He's
recovered from his bee sting.
Yes. Or you just ruined my egg. He was going to be an early egg of the week for eating a bee, and then he looked like a balloon, which is pretty fun.
I'm sorry, but you've already egged him in episode 2 of this content catch-up.
But people aren't going to listen to episode 2 before episode 1, are they?
Yeah, but it'd be a bit stupid if you egged him 2 weeks in a row for the same thing. So I really just saved you some embarrassment.
Yeah, fair enough.
Think about it.
So he's going well. Fourth puppy class today. He's A+ student. Enough about me. Tell me about your mic.
So I don't know if I
don't know if you can hear this.
I don't know how to. I don't know if you can hear how good I sound now. But I bought a new microphone, and honestly, to the good people at Rode Microphones, you're doing God's work, because this thing, I just plug it in and it's ready to go.
That's
no pissing around with anything else that I used to have to. I've still got the old one. Served me well for first 2 seasons, but I thought season 3, time to bust out the big guns, and that's what we've done. And also, thanks to Jonathan Stranger for lending me his camera tripod that I can. So I now don't have to set up my camera on a couple of books. So setup's going well. But
your background too. We need to touch on the lights. I love it.
Yeah.
It's a bit retro cinema vibe for the people on YouTube.
It is. Did a bit of reorganizing, so got a new setup going up in the old study, just to get a bit more light in, which I think is nice. But that's not that exciting. What else has been happening, Bucks? Oh, I'm going to run the marathon or the half marathon on
Not
Sunday.
The full thing. That's all right.
Not the full thing.
You can try.
I could, but I'd probably die. But no, half marathon, first one coming up. Yeah, on Sunday. So that should be pretty exciting. I was thinking live show from the finish line.
Yeah, all right. Well, how do you think you go? You feeling confident?
Feeling confident that my body is going to let me down at some stage, but we'll get there. We'll get there. No, I think it'll be good. I've run 21K once, so I feel like I should be able to do it again.
It sounds like a lot. Congrats to you, and congrats another shout out to Sean, second time about 3 minutes, because he's been helping with a bit of training, hasn't he?
He has been. His Strange, to his credit, is the one that got me off my ass and made me start running more than 3 kilometers at a time. So, he's been good, but I smoke him now, so let's not talk about it.
So he's making you feel good. He's doing it very well.
He must have the imprint of my butt firmly in his mind, because that's all he ever sees me when we're running.
That's a strange soundbite. Anyway, and marathon. Yeah, all right. So marathon. What else? What else have we talked about? The earthquake. How do you survive with that? A very good content coming out. I know it's not very important in the grand scheme of things, but
earthquake content.
Going to be your season. Not be able to talk.
Yeah, maybe, but I sound good, so I hope not.
Yeah, fair enough.
I don't know, man. Like the earthquake was that long ago. Do we need to?
No, I just thought I'd touch on it because there's been a bit that's happened. People of Melbourne and Australia were sort of free living our lives. So congrats to everyone. Let us know what you got up to celebrate.
Yeah. Tell you who didn't do well with the old earthquake, with the old I don't know about Brad, but Bernie was straight under the couch. Didn't come out for a while. Yeah, bit of a scaredy cat. Here he is.
That's all right. Got a bit of butt scratch.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
well,
okay. Here we go.
Our small talk's dying off. So shall we jump into a bit to cover? But what do we got?
I think we should, because I've got to make a yoga lesson quite soon. So
yeah, you do,
let's get on with this. Yeah.
So during lockdown and right now, actually, I wanted to touch on what you've been. You brought up last season. I'm going to say documentary series aren't dead. Have you seen? God. Have you seen Formula One Drive to Survive?
No, I haven't yet.
So I didn't expect much of it, but we've been watching it. I'm loving it. I'm absolutely loving it. I think... Maccas, if you're listening. And I think you just need a point of difference. And there's a lot of drama behind the scenes in Formula One. The people that don't like each other, the people that change teams, go up against each other. I think you need a different sport. I wanted to ask you... You sort of think they're dying down, but is there a sport like Formula One? I'm not talking AFL, not basketball, not the big sort of sports we've seen. Is there a sport you think it could work?
Oh.
Put you on the spot.
Do we think like international, like stuff that people don't really know a lot about?
Well,
because that's where I suppose F1 is pretty attractive, isn't it? It's like,
people don't know what goes. Sport. Yeah, and people don't know what goes behind the scenes. They don't know the storylines as much as... Like, if you're heavily into it, sure. I thought of something like swimming.
Okay, yeah. Or even like athletics as well. Like how the teams work when they're competing against each other.
Exactly. And how much they know about each other, it relates to the Formula One thing. But athletics might be a good example. Swimming, how much that goes into it, what training looks like. Because it's probably like one of those things that so many of us just tune into, like the Olympics or whatever it might be. And you sort of, I wonder who's favourite, wonder who's going to win, but you don't actually know what goes on.
Yeah, that's a really good point. Like, you probably could have done a hell of a lot more with the Olympics, right? Like, I think we spoke about it in season 2, but like even getting the glimpses of what the athletes were doing and the content they were pushing out really drove a lot of intrigue into a lot of sports that we hadn't heard about.
Yeah.
So I think you're right. Maybe there is something in like athletics, swimming, equestrian.
Something I think I think something like that. You need a point of difference and you need drama. I think that's what you need for it to be interesting. So I just want to make a point to start this that it's not dead. So stop being a negative Nelly, Jules.
Okay, well look, we just don't need another
we don't
soccer documentary or whatever it is.
Yeah, you just don't need to repeat what's already been done.
Yeah.
My second one. Sorry. Yeah.
Oh, fuck, I had one that would be interesting. But anyway,
Sport.
Tennis would be an interesting one.
Tennis.
Tennis would be another good one. Yep.
Like follow one athlete around, or are you saying like follow
I reckon you follow a
and
couple.
merge the stories?
Yeah.
Good.
But anyway.
Good call. I think it could work. My second one, as recent as last night, this came up. We always talk about how you tweet a loss, right?
Yeah.
New Zealand Breakers NBL basketball team got absolutely walloped in their season opener yesterday, and they're good word actually. Might bring that in. I just wanted to give you a bit of example of how I think you should tweet a loss. They're very silent. They didn't tweet a lot, but they just go along with things. So first thing, full-time graphic. They lost by 20 odd. Not great.
Do we think that including the hashtag unbreakable on a losing graphic
Bit of irony?
A bit of irony?
Yeah, I don't know if it's I don't know if it's. I mean, as you'll see by their sense of humor, I could almost believe it's intentional, like they'd say it.
Okay.
But hey, they tweet it with most tweets. Anyway, so first thing scrolling down, they sort of play into the hands of this is a former import. I believe I think this is the one that got kicked out of the league, so they're sort of mocking that someone tweeted him saying the only man that can save you now. They retweeted that, put up this TikTok. This is one.
Actually, wait 1 second.
So we're just looking at some TikTok trend that obviously is negative.
Some
This
guy
guy's screaming in his car.
Screaming in the car. Yeah, very good.
Next one, Donald Trump. And this is just
the system is totally rigged and broken. The system is totally rigged.
They're just playing on like almost pop culture. I don't know what happened during this. Like Southeast Melbourne Phoenix were the one that torched them, but lol, what on earth was that? Southeast Melbourne Phoenix. Nothing much of a updated score. Bro, I'm straight up not having a good time. Don't know what that's from. Look like some sort of movie, but I just think they've done well of when there's not much going on. You scroll their feed and they're very entertaining.
Yeah, I like it. But
yeah.
I think this is funny as like a one-off kind of thing. Like, I don't know where New Zealand sit in the kind of like scheme of, are they a good team? Are they a bad team? Like, do they lose every week or are they?
Well, I mean, the season just started, but they're probably looking, I don't know, I'd say
Pretty grim.
Well, yeah, like mediocre.
Yeah. So like that probably gets harder as
It does.
Yeah.
But I thought
You know
it was
what I'm
still
trying to
worth.
say?
Yeah, you wouldn't do it if this happened to you every week, is what you're
Every
trying
week,
to say.
yeah.
Which might be one to keep an eye on if it does, just to sort of see how they adjust it. But I just think to do it for the season opener is fine.
Yeah.
And they've got probably one of the best personalities in the NBL. But that's the first two things I saw. What have you got?
What have I got? Like, I've put a fair amount in there.
Yeah, bloody hell.
I've been saving a lot, and the way I kind of do this is like when we come up to a show, I just start sending links through. So let's start with the Boston Red Sox ALS coverage. I think it's ALS or whatever. They're Major League Final Series. The one thing I just want to point out here, and I reckon we've spoken about it before, but the Boston Red Sox do this like incredible job of using every bit of footage and photos to really tell a story in a carousel. I think they've made really good use of their carousel. So if you go to the second one and just watch it through with a bit of sound.
By a catcher in postseason history. Do I hear number 8?
So like, you can stop it there. It's just a really good mix of like their own footage, broadcast footage, and the commentary to then like paint the picture of the excitement. And honestly, like I really feel like it's better than being at the game in some ways because you get so much more. It's like a real benchmark of how you should celebrate a moment almost.
Yeah, and it's nothing. It's just keeping it simple too. Like is that their game-winning post, or is that like the way they say they won
I think it was like the moment, yeah.
that won it?
I can't remember from, it was a while ago now, it's October 11th, so a couple of months ago, but it was a way that they said that they're going on to the next round or whatever it is. But yeah, it's just incredible, like, celebration of the moment.
Yeah. Keep it simple
know
in
that
those moments.
Yeah, and we know that carousels are like the way to go because you can tell so much more of a story. But rather than trying to, yeah, like you said, keep it simple, like all that is like one really nice video and then some really good photos from there. And it's just the turnaround, which is probably more important than the actual, yeah, the content itself, like getting that out quickly so people can enjoy it from wherever they are.
Yeah. I feel like Red Sox are great, aren't they? We've talked about them a few times, haven't we?
They're really good. Just a good mix of everything. Cool. Next one, Patriots. So obviously the Spotify Wrapped came out this week, and probably like a lot of clubs thinking, how can we do something with this? Like, do we do something funny? Do we do something else? This again, just very clever, like not falling into the trap of thinking that you have to be funny, but using a trend to like promote the good stuff that's going on. So what they've done here is they've used the Spotify Wrapped format to like call out some of their successes so far in this year. Stats like top plays, top moments, that kind of stuff. Again, just clever, like not hard, is it?
Nah, it's a really clean way just to point out, like fun stats or stats you might have banked up. They're like, okay, how do we push this out? And to make it relevant timing as well.
What's like a really good like way to not an article way, like an engaging way to show people how well we're actually going.
Like that,
like
Patriots tackle leader is just a really simple way of showing who's doing what.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool. Actually, while we're on this Spotify Wrapped, I think might have been Bleacher Report did it on NBA, but it was like a joke one. So it was like LeBron's top playlist, and all the playlists would be associated with I think them just being full of stars but being shit, and then they'd do Zion Williamson, and it was all about eating or being fat.
Oh, jeez.
It was pretty
bit
fun.
of body shame there.
Yeah, I mean, I might not. Let's just quickly find it
Have a look at it.
It was pretty like just to be relevant and humorous. It might not have been that brutal, but I might not even be them actually.
I always get confused between Bleacher Report and a House of Highlights these days. Like,
well, there's so many that do the similar thing. Anyway, I might not be able to find it, but no, yeah, that's clever by them.
It's a smart way, because like typically you do something like that in an article maybe, or like try and make it into a video, but
yeah,
that's just smarter. Work smarter, not harder. Bucks.
Love it. Sweet.
We're now on to ASU football. This one doesn't need a lot. Like, this just shows you the quality. Again, there's some really cool animation examples here for game days and player celebrations. And again, just shows how far ahead college sports are.
College again. Yeah. Bloody hell, they're good.
Compared to like some professional leagues. And I'm not afraid to say that. Like, the quality of this work is unreal.
Insane. And putting it all like in a grid like this to showcase it up against each other just shows it's not just all random animation again. Like, you can see elements, colors, fonts. It's all like a design guideline. It's not just whacked together. Yeah,
they've followed like a theme throughout all their graphics. So this is Brandon Spahn. Just really cool shit.
Awesome job.
I think maybe this is something like a trend for this year. It's just to watch it for more consistency across things. I know it's something that's already probably there, but just to repeat elements and like not having to complicate something. There's nothing overly complicated in what he's done. It's just like smooth and like very attractive visually.
Yeah.
Rather than like huge effects. Sorry.
There's a real art of like not going too far with it. Like, there looks like so much is going on, but yeah, as you say, when you strip it back, it's actually just being smart with what is putting across multiple animations to make it feel the same. And buddy, those what footy team is it? Sun Devil Football, the burgundy, yellow, and white. That's beautiful.
That's the colours.
Yeah, thanks.
The Brisbane Lions. That's you.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good little combo.
All right.
On
Back
your
to
Brandon.
the content list. Oh, hold on. Good timing. Hold on. Let me get this back up.
Do you know how to keep this under control?
No, I don't. I think it's because it's an old camera. It doesn't have the same settings as yours. That's where you could stop it from overheating or whatever it is. It just does. I'm very sorry.
No, that's fine. I don't remember it doing as much last season.
Yeah, it goes off every half an hour, I think.
Okay.
Also.
That's all right.
And the last one, again, nothing crazy, but it's something that you and I have spoken about. And I don't know if I can say we speak about a little bit more with our guest next week in terms of we collect so much content on a game day and then sometimes just never have a way to use it. So this is something from the Raiders. This is just a pretty cool bit of footage they get of one of their players like running through to start the game. I think he's running through like the cheerleaders and then meets his teammates. Hold on a sec, Bernie.
Bloody hell, what a shot. That looks like a video.
Yeah, it's crazy shot. It's one of those like mirrorless cameras for sure.
Yeah.
And they've just slowed it down. Like they've edited it nicely, whatever. But they've clearly used this, something that they've caught at the start of the game, at the end of the game to promote the next week's match or whatever it might be. So again, just being smarter with the stuff that you catch and knowing a moment to reuse it or use it. It doesn't have to be something from like the end of the game. It can be something from the start of the game, but just don't ever forget what's being captured because it is a waste and to not use some of the good stuff that you have.
Really, really smart, as you said, really smart use of a really like, I don't know, like 5-minute turnaround of a clip you've probably already got to promote people coming to the next game. Like, how could you not watch that and be like, whoever you go, hey, Dad, let's go to the Raiders game next week because like that just brings in all the atmosphere that you want.
Yeah, and that view of the stadium as well. It's a phenomenal bit of footage.
Especially if like bring it back to our world, if AFL and like the other leagues are going to have these mirrorless cameras on broadcast that you've got access to, like you can use, why not chop that up and put it up on your socials to just use it in the simplest form?
That's a really good question. Like, do we need? This is not a topic for like anyone who doesn't work in AFL, but like, does there need to be more communication between like broadcasters and teams in terms of like what footage is captured outside of the thing and getting, is what do you call them, melt reels or whatever they're called, of like just stuff from post games?
Yeah.
Like,
and you mean like more using what other people have already done rather than trying to do it yourself? Yeah.
I think so.
I think so too.
Because like you're not going to be able to catch every moment, but clearly there's a couple of camera people. So why couldn't we have access to something like that and be able to produce something that makes everyone excited about coming to the game?
Yeah. Well, I mean, you've got to, I think sometimes we look at it too much like, the team's content people are on their game day. They're competing against the broadcast content people. Well, you've actually got like common goals of getting people to the game. So you don't always, they're not like your competition.
No, exactly.
Cool.
But yeah, that's what I've been doing.
Well done. Great stuff.
That's what I've been doing, mate.
Wasn't expecting that.
I actually came prepared for once. I'm just surprising everyone left, right, and centre, aren't I?
You weren't being an egg, which is a great segue to the most missed segment in podcast history. I'd say it is up there.
I haven't been able to look at an egg since we stopped recording.
I haven't had an egg. It's been
sad.
A hole in our lives. And we won't talk about it too much, but egg of the week, we're back.
Here we go.
We're
back.
You want me to kick us off, or you?
Go on, kick us off. Kick us off.
Quick one, or quick two, actually. I mean, no, you've ruined it. Anyway, Reggie eating a bee was the other one that's next week's one. I don't have a massive one. That you look confused. I just meant to say I already egged him. For episode 2, which we recorded yesterday, just to be really transparent with you listeners. And my dog getting stung by a bee was my first egg. The second one was, this has happened. In fact, I reckon it's been a duplicate of an egg last year where Herald Sun put out the spread of the summer sports starting. And remember, they took the photo shoot. There was proof of photos they took of, it might not have been WNBL. It might have been netball or something. Yeah. Where they had the photo shoot with a netball girl, maybe Trent Cotchin and something.
It was for the grand final. Remember, it was that weekend where it was like
Vixens.
AFL and NRL grand final on at the same time, and they forgot to put the Vixens in there.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
they actually had the Melbourne Vixens at the photo shoot.
Yeah, because there was proof. I think someone posted it saying, why didn't they use this photo? Anyway, similar thing here where the big front page spread on Herald Sun. I don't have it in front of me. It's not that relevant. But all the sports starting, they did cover the AFLW, which is great. But WNBL is a big one that there was just no mention on it, even in the text, bringing no exposure to women's basketball starting, even though all these other sports are. So I'm making Herald Sun probably for a third, fourth time. I don't know.
They're up there with Fox Sports, really. They could be egged every week.
And for I was just gonna say, for people that preach to not burn bridges in this industry, I hope this podcast never gets off the ground.
Oh dear.
What have you seen? What have you got?
What have I got? I think you'll enjoy this one, being a basketball fan yourself. I think it's Rudy Gobert. Is that his
Gobert?
name?
Yeah.
Gobert.
Yeah.
Does a really nice defensive play. Bring up the footage. It's just
Oh, see.
So Rudy
Talk us through it.
Rudy blocks Dame. Dame being from Portland. Is that?
Yeah.
Yep. Really good block. It goes to then celebrate the block by like punching or
The
fake boxing the
behind the rim.
and doesn't realize that the ball has bounced back and someone else has come and grabbed it. He's then like tried to hustle to like get the block on and fouled him, so it's ended up being a 3-point play.
That's great for you, actually. I can't believe I didn't get that. People mock him for this sort of stuff like all the time.
Yeah. I think there was another one which showed what's that famous basketball defender, like Mukumbo? Is that his name?
Dikembe
Mutombo. Similar play to that. I think he blocked Jordan or something and then comes around and someone else scores. Yeah.
Yeah.
There was a thread of a couple of things. That's my egg for the week. Rudy, focus.
A bit of a lesson of not to celebrate until the job's done.
Yeah.
That's good. Well done.
It's good.
All right.
Thank you. Now. You think Egg of the Week is everyone's favourite segment? We got good feedback on the intro to this segment.
Yeah.
From our guest of the future. Yeah.
future guest that we have a feeling we might speak to.
Yeah. So we're on to the bowls of the week.
We don't have stutters. It's the segment.
No, we don't have stutters. I'll kick us off. I wanted to shout out one of our previous guests on the show has done something pretty incredible over November. So Jenna Fulton, who we had on the show from the Gold Coast Suns, she ran a total of 216 kilometers for Movember to raise money for male suicide prevention, which is a very important topic, of course. To top it off, though, have you ever heard of that nutbag David Goggins?
No.
Okay, he's insane. He's this like ex-Navy SEAL who like has these stay hard challenges, which basically try to like break people mentally and say, oh, as long as you can do it, like you're gonna get it done. You just don't have an option to stop, kind of thing.
Yeah, right.
Anyway, as part of this run that Jenna and a group of people have done for Movember, they finished off with the Goggins Challenge, which is 6.5 kilometers every 4 hours for 48 hours. And that's that's what it sounds like. You start at like 12 a.m. and every 4 hours you're doing 6.5.
A certain pace, like running?
Well, I guess it's the thing is the longer it takes, the less you have in between
that's true.
your breaks. So
that is nuts.
That is nuts. And an ultimate boss, Jenna.
Did it?
They did it.
They
did it well. I don't know if you can still donate, but there's if you have a look for Jenna Fulton
part of the
on Twitter,
Gold Coast Suns, digital social media team.
Yeah, you'll be able to find the link and good cause to donate to if you've got a spare little bit of cash lying around this month.
Beautifully said. Yeah.
Beautifully
massive
said.
Boss. Well done.
Yeah. Thank you.
Two quick ones. Not
Yeah.
quite up to that because that's far beyond this one. But my boss is a mop boy.
Mop boy.
No, mop. Yeah, it is mop boy. So this guy put on my feed. We can listen with audio, but basically for the non-YouTubers, there's a mop boy overseas, maybe in the EuroLeague or FIBA Basketball World Cup, where he's known for his very exuberant mopping up of sweat on the floor, and he's pretty hilarious. So we'll give him a watch.
Brothers, here he goes. Look at him. Here he goes.
A lot of
there he is. The star. He's back. The most famous of Florida brothers.
You got a boss.
That's brilliant. That's such a boss.
I don't know why. He's like a gymnast. The way he
right. So he's like flipping to go and clean the sweat.
Helping the players
unreal.
up. Short shorts.
Oh, love it. That's someone you'd pay to go and see, like, aside from the...
Yeah, you would. And it's great. Like, I don't know what league this is in, but if you saw that, that'd be like just exposure. Like, Ball is Life is retweeting it. Imagine if it was a small league. Anyway, I don't know what it is, but...
Is this FIBA, though? Like, it looks like an international thing, because they've got Egypt on their jumpers. Might be like an international tournament or something.
Yeah, so whoever you are, you're a star.
That's it. Boss.
Massive. Second
Would you
one,
take that much enthusiasm to cleaning sweat off the floor?
Oh, not personally. Could you imagine me doing that? I'm not that.
No, I
athletic.
can't imagine you doing anything that enthusiastically, to be honest.
I don't know why we're on the trend of lessons, but another lesson for this is just do every job with that sort of passion, I guess. You never know who might see you. I don't know.
You
There's
never
something
know.
in that.
There's something.
Fake laugh.
There's something in that, you reckon?
Yeah.
Live in the grey.
Yeah. Second boss. So
Go
football
Goes.
club FC Zenit. We all know them. Big fans of them.
FC's in it.
They carried
My favourite FC, to be honest with you.
Are they? Okay.
Yeah. No.
Why? Anyway.
'Cause
Shut up.
Zenit sounds like a good name.
Never heard a team name with a Z before. Anyway, they carried dogs from local shelters who are looking for a home onto the football pitch as part of the introduction. Can you get more wholesome than that? Well, we'll give it a watch. Look at them coming out of the locker room.
Imagine if one of them pissed on them.
Well, they probably might. They're probably not trained.
What if
that's Reggie?
What if you don't like dogs? Like, what if one of the players is actually terrified of dogs and they have to carry him out?
It's a bigger than you issue, I'd say. I'd probably say they just didn't do it then. There's only about...
Oh, then you look like the odd one out.
All right, well, you're probably asking questions that aren't really relevant, but they're my second boss. Pretty cool stuff.
Yeah,
Who
it's pretty
doesn't
cool.
like it?
Everyone loves animals, don't they?
Well, yeah. Yep. Cool.
Yeah. All right.
Patting a cat.
Well, my
before-
boy.
Before we say goodbye, thank you for everyone tuning in, by the way. Before we do it, I won't see Thunder for the outro, Jules, but
Yeah, thank you.
big event to happen during our break. You might have seen that we launched our first ever t-shirt design, which is thrilling stuff because I got on Jules's backside to do this for about 6 months or something, and he finally produced a ripping t-shirt
And he's finally
design.
off my backside as well. It's so much easier to sit down.
Very logical and wise thing to say. But anyway, go to our Instagram, go to our socials, see what it is. It's basically, if you are an NBA fan or know that famous photo of LeBron and D-Wade when they're in the Miami Heat, we've replicated that with the one and only Michael Scott and and Dwight Schrute from The Office. Jules has done very well. You can get your hands on one of these. We'll leave it open. We've got to order them possibly next weekend, but reach out if it sounds like it's something of interest. Well done, Jules. Just wanted to say that.
We're gonna lock away a price as well. I'm gonna say they're $40.
Okay.
Yep.
Oh,
And we'll, if you live within Melbourne, we will do our best to just drop them off to you, so there's no shipping.
Oh, so you get to meet one of us. That's nice.
Well, I was just gonna throw it over the fence, like newspaper style.
We'll drop it off if we get like a free coffee and cookie, maybe.
I mean, they're already buying a t-shirt. Like, you're not
Yeah,
Santa Claus, mate. Why do you want a coffee and a cookie?
I don't know. Anyway, yeah. So
Anyway,
buy it, basically. Buy.
Yeah. And look, it would be nice, but you don't have to. But it is a little bit of a limited edition piece, so
yeah,
we'll see how it goes. If enough people like it, we'll try and do it again.
absolutely. Guess we're trying to get us this season, Jules. Should we just rattle them off? So, well, do we want to name that? We've got 1 or 2 locked in, but who are we targeting?
Yeah.
Is that a reveal?
I think we can go ahead and reveal, since we're recording episode 1 after episode 2, next week's guest.
Seems safe. Seems
Seems
safe.
safe. Paddy Quay from Collingwood will be our guest next week. Good get. A lot
Great
of shout
get,
outs
since-
in that episode.
I don't know why we shout out so many people, but he was very, very enthusiastic and lovely guy, I'd say.
Yeah, someone new in the industry as well. So a bit of a fresh take on like perhaps others that have been around and know the industry. It's nice to hear someone fresh coming in. But
Yeah.
that's next week. Who else do we have locked in already?
Well, so we've got Lee Olsen. Those in there,
Lee Olsen.
basketball world, NBL, graphic sort of world, NFTs. I think he's doing a bit in now. He well, I sort of know him from freelance work with NBL. He does it for like NBA 2K as well, the video games, NBA as well, the league, I think in general. So really cool graphic designer that we're keen to speak to. I'll rattle off the next few. Maybe I won't go names. I'll just put it as sort of what they
Titles.
do.
Yep.
Yeah. So we've got going after someone at the NRL because we haven't really talked to someone from that yet.
What do you mean we haven't? We spoke to Britt Denton from the NRL.
Oh, sorry. Well, she moved to Collingwood, so
Yeah, we have to do it again then.
apologies,
Yeah, that's
Britt.
fair.
Yeah, someone else from the NRL, maybe not team specific.
Yeah.
If you read into that, someone who works. Well, I've mentioned him before. Matt Adeponya, I think how you say the last name. Apologies if that's incorrect. Paddy Mills does a lot of work. I think he's actually Paddy Mills' content creator, so he's a great. Well, will be a great get if we get him on.
This guy. Oh, we're not going to name names. 2 names in is already naming names.
Well, I feel like I've already shouted out.
Yeah.
Who else have we got? Well, do we just leave it at that? I can go through the whole list if we really want.
We're also, we have done some research. I know. Oh, come on, Bernie, you want to get it? We have done some research. I know we said
Focus.
last season about potentially talking to someone not within the sports, but who works for like a political
Yeah.
social media and seeing how they handle their content, because obviously it's a completely different beast. So we found a few people that might be a little bit of a longer play to try and get them in.
Yeah.
Obviously a very sensitive topic that probably has to get ticked off by a lot of people, but that would be a good get.
Might be a very short interview, Jules.
Might be a very short interview.
Just cut everything.
I've also floated this, and I'm going to name a name, but I think it's about time we had the only Jonathan Strangio onto the show at some stage.
Jesus, that's huge.
We could do that live.
I do that live at his house.
Oh,
if he
g'day,
doesn't mind.
guys.
We've got someone in discussions with someone from the WNBA, Chicago Sky, who just won the premiership. So I'm trying to have a chat to them. Yeah, well, athletes that are sort of cross the content and athlete areas. We're looking into who does that. And apart from that, just, trust us. There's some names coming.
There's some good things. And of course, in between that, you'll just be able to hear from me and Barks most weeks.
Yeah, which is the most exciting thing.
Absolutely. Awesome. I think the only other thing that I want to call out, and this is preparing everyone for it, but there will be a shout out. And maybe just before our episode before Christmas, I want to say episode 3, let's call it that. I want to do the cutting room floor special.
Oh, yeah, good one. Yep.
So
Forgot about that.
not next week, the week after, we're going to be putting a call out. DM us so we don't have to show it, or we can show snippets of it, or we can describe it verbally, but we want to see stuff that you've created that had to be cut for whatever reason. Normally like draft stuff or trade stuff. I think that's the biggest ones that come to my mind. But cool bits of content that just never made the airwaves. We'll put a call out.
It could almost be a bit of a running thing if we get them, because I think they're always interesting. But obviously, they'd have to be approved by the right parties.
Yes, parties.
Because I don't think you could just spend whatever, share whatever with some random podcast. Anyway, You done? Can I get out?
Anyway, this is my outro. So, Barks, it's been a pleasure having you back. But more importantly, to all our listeners out there, thank you for sticking with us over the break. Yeah, we have missed you. Missed you a shitload. As you know, you can watch the full episode of the show on YouTube, so you'll see all the examples, but also remember to subscribe and follow on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. We've got our Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. I just mentioned that. But also we've got a newsletter where you can get all the bits of content just in one handy little link. They're not spam. They just make it a lot easier to follow along if you're interested in something you hear about. But Barks, that'll about do us, I reckon.
Yep.
Got plenty of time now. It's 2:12. I need to go have a quick shower and then I'm off to yoga.
Don't remember asking, but actually, yoga. Can we jump into that?
No, we don't have time, mate.
No,
Well,
you just said we do have time. So
We don't have time.
I've never
I'm just
been to
trying
yoga.
something different, mate. Like
Okay.
I'm a bit sore.
Yeah,
I'm
so
a
it's a
bit sore.
marathon thing. You do. I have found you a few times in the office. I know you're in the office. Where's Jules? Look down. He's flat on the back on the ground.
At the back, I'm an old man. My back is cooked, and I'm going to stretch.
Will you make the marathon? Are you worried about this? Will your body hold
Oh,
up?
I'm calling it now, and watch this space next week. I'm going to be able to do the marathon in 1 hour and 41 minutes, if not below. Half marathon, sorry. That's my promise to you.
Okay. I don't know anything about times, but I'll hold you to it, whatever that means.
Okay. All right. Thank you. That's all I want.
Thank you.
Anyway, that's
everyone.
enough.
Stay
Thanks,
tuned
everyone.
for his results. He's distracted by Bernie again. Anyway, thank you for tuning in. We'll catch you next week. Goodbye.
Goodbye, everyone.